Welcome to another episode of WTAF Previews. I'm Balding Ewok.
And I'm Beckemeyer. And this week, Michael Scott, Walter White, and Morpheus take a depressing road trip.
This is a rental with an automatic transmission.
You guys ready for an adventure? Let's go.
What the actual fuck? Previews!
That's right, this time we're talking about the new Richard Linklater movie.
Last Flag Flying.
Good job. Roll the clip.
A year ago, we joined the Corps, and then 2 days ago, they told me that he'd been killed.
You're gonna take Doc back and try to make it fun.
You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Did you look at these faces? They've already been spited.
Last Flag Flying. In a world where flags fly,
But don't always get to fly first.
sometimes they fly last. Last Flag Flying.
God bless America.
Laurence Fishburne.
Laurence Fishburne. Laurence Fishburne.
Attack of the Mustaches and the Beard Faces. By the way, it doesn't look right. In the trailer, the whole time I kept looking at Laurence Fishburne's the frost. It doesn't look right.
But I think is that really him? That's really his hair,
It can't
right?
be real. It's fake or powdered or something. I know he has gray hair, but it's too.
What IMDb says is this is the spiritual sequel to The Last Detail, which is a movie that had Jack Nicholson in it from 1973. It's directed by Richard Linklater, who did movies like Dazed and Confused. What was the other one? School of Rock. He's made a bunch of movies over time, and then a few years ago, his movie Boyhood won Best Picture at the Academy Awards. He makes quieter indie conversation movies. Like a lot of his movies literally are just people talking.
That's kind of like what this is, except on a road trip.
Yeah, it's a road trip, you know. So he also made Before Sunrise.
I'm not sure about this movie because the trailer. I think what we said before is that before we recorded, we were saying that it's like I think on paper, it seems like yes, I'd go see it. I love these guys. I'll see any movie with Laurence Fishburne and Bryan Cranston and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
It's Morpheus and Michael Scott and
Walter White. Yeah.
On a road trip.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah. But when you see the trailer and you hear some of the dialogue and what they're doing, it kind of seems like, really? It's not realistic and it's kind of dry.
The trailer makes it look like, and a lot of times trailers do this because they take a story that may not quite have like a typical structure, which by the way, a lot of Richard Linklater movies don't have a typical structure. They literally are people just talking, and the story is told through character development and not like plot devices. So a lot of times with movies like that, I've noticed that the trailer ends up being cut into a crowd-pleasing formula. So, oh, see, here they make a couple of jokes here, this happens and this happens, and then something sad happens, and then something happy happens, so you can laugh and cry. But
and
that's not really
something crazy.
And that's not really what the movie feels like when you actually go to see it. So I think, knowing what I know about Richard Linklater movies, is that that's what's going to happen, and the trailer is just a poor representation of what the movie really is.
I feel, here's what I know. This is I think to us, we're kind of like, but we're going to go see it anyway, but not expect too much. We're just going to, we're just going to go to enjoy these guys because we love them.
Yeah, and generally, when I go to a movie not expecting a whole lot, I walk out of there going, that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I do think that the idea of, having to take your son being killed in action over in the Middle East and having to drive him home in a casket with two of your war buddies sounds like a really thought-provoking, it seems like something that would really make me think about like life and love.
Oh man.
thing that made Larry different from the rest of us, he had a happy childhood.
He said that?
Yes, sir.
As a parent, that I know that would probably make me cry. Like seeing that and seeing Steve Carell's character's face when he realizes that he at least had a happy son, because that's all you really want when you have a kid, is you want them to be happy and comfortable. You don't really want them to want for anything. And the saying goes, no parent should have to bury their child, you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why they got Steve Carell to play that role, is maybe they're hoping it won't be so heavy, and maybe I don't think they expect him to be making jokes, but he kind of makes it not so serious.
And Laurence Fishburne, of course, is good. It's good to see him in something, because for the longest time he was doing television. And I don't watch any of those shows. I always love Bryan Cranston.
You know what's great about Bryan Cranston is he's also a lot like Steve Carell. Even when he's being serious, he can be funny.
Yeah.
There's just something about Bryan Cranston's delivery, and I don't think he takes himself too seriously.
Yeah.
So it comes off in his delivery.
Yeah. So I think that what it looks like is there's 3 interesting characters on a road trip, and I think that might be a recipe for something I'd like to watch.
We're gonna see
I'm gonna go see it.
Even if we don't think it's gonna be the greatest movie we've ever seen.
Yeah. That's it. So we're gonna go see it. We'll see it.
Begrudgingly maybe, but we'll see it anyway.
Yeah.
You trying to get me killed? I will bury your ass. Mueller has arrived.
That's it for this episode of WTAF Previews. If you agree with us or disagree, please let us know. One way or the other, we'd like to hear from you. Post a comment in our comments section, or subscribe to subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Twitter. I'm Becca Meyer.
I'm Balding Ewok.
And that's it for this time. We'll see you again later.
Welcome to WTAF Previews.
Introduce me.
Welcome to another episode of WTAF Previews.
All right, ready?
Welcome to WTAF Previews. In this episode, Becca Meyer and Balding Ewok.
You don't like it? Why are you shaking your head?
Well, you can't see it anyway because we'll be cut.
Yeah, but why are you shaking your head?
Because I was looking at myself.
Oh, okay.